English people do this thing when they throw French in to everyday words, and I love doing that. I love doing that as a bit. Oh yeah, I just put the T's just down on the tabla.
Hey, I'm Nick.
And I'm Miles.
And that is Chris, the screenplay fish, aka today, Fish, the screenplay Chris, named by Daniel Delaney. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I think that's my favorite now.
But we're not here to name fish like we always are. Today we are talking about the ultimate video game. We thought it would be fun to go, all right, we play a lot of video games.
Fact.
Fact. Actual fact. And we thought it would be cool to go, all right, what are our favorite video games? Who are our favorite video game developers? If we could pool all this talent into one, like all these devs fighting for attention and resources in our time, maybe what they should be doing is joining together and making a game together. Make the best video game of all time. All the best devs in the world. Their different strengths and abilities coming together for the ultimate video game.
It's like a video game all-stars or a video game supergroup.
It's the
supergroup.
It's the traveling Wilburys of video games. And so you have put together your list or your game pitch. I've put together mine, and we thought that we would compare notes. Do you want to go first?
Yes, I will. I will go first, Nick. Okay, so it's an action RPG. Okay, elements of co-op, DLC available.
Oh God, why? Why? The third thing you said is, oh, you could pay more to get more.
We've got to make money, dude. We've got to make money. Just because it's a game that's going to be great doesn't mean we can't make a bit of money off of it.
That's a good point. I don't have any monetary sort of yet.
Mine comes in at the end. Mine comes at the end. Okay, so my game director, like the guys who are going to oversee the story, the bulk of the direction the game takes, like all the major decisions that have to go down, that I'm going to give to CD Projekt Red, like the guys that took care of The Witcher 3. Boom! Boom! Yep. I just think no one yet, for me personally, has created an open world with all the freedoms and all the trimmings that come with an open world, yet still give me such an intense and intimate story, the likes of which you get from like a Last of Us or a Metal Gear or even a Fallout. Like that kind of super sweet, tight story.
CD Projekt Red is a good choice for this. They have the thing, they do the thing that you love, which like you don't like in, say, like the latest Far Cry, where a lot of the world is there just to be realistic world bits, not just something to be interacted with on a video game mechanic level. Like their world building is second to none. It's
so sweet. When you're walking around Novigrad in The Witcher 3 and there's like tiny little throwaway lines from NPC characters are like, hello there, white one, or like, give us the coin. You know, little things like that are wonderful.
There's the worst line readings of any NPC from a video game.
Fancy a tickle? What do the harlots say? They say all sorts of lurid things, the bloody wenches. Now, obviously, the game needs to have cutscenes. Now, I give that entirely to Blizzard. From start to finish.
Really?
All Blizzard, yeah.
Really?
If you open a Blizzard game from World of Warcraft onwards, even that, nay, Warcraft 2, even?
The Lost Vikings.
The Lost Bloody Vikings. All of those cutscenes are fantastic. No one captures more. Like, you just look at Overwatch. Let's just go with Overwatch. No one gets more excitement into those little gorgeous and emotive 3 to 5 minute videos than Blizzard does. No one. It's like a tiny Pixar film. Now that we come back to like the game engine, that's running on Source, baby. The Source game engine that has been around since like 2004, I think. Check my notes. 2004.
Yeah.
Because when I think of a game, I want it to play really well. CS Source, Counter-Strike Source, Left 4 Dead, Dota, or Dota 2, like before it ported, Half-Life Portal, all of those games for me feel perfect.
You're going Source over Source 2?
I'm going Source over Source 2, yeah. Just from, and that's a nostalgia thing kicking in, because Source 2 is probably fine, but like, when I think of those games, I think even on PC and on console, the porting of those games was flawless. It was perfect. Not a single issue to be had.
You didn't have to lean to get into the wide.
I'm just excited.
Default in the wide.
I'm just really excited. I think those games have absolutely nailed it in the feel and the tactile feel. So we got Blizzard taking care of the cutscenes, CD Projekt Red doing my story and my overall game lookies.
Yep. But somehow getting all of this to run on the original Source.
On the original Source engine. Just want it to feel great. And then up next, I've got Yoji Shinkawa doing all of the mechanical, environmental, and character design. He's the guy that did the Metal Gear series. He was going to get in here somewhere.
I knew he was.
I think he has such an immediately recognizable style. Whether it's like military or slightly futuristic, or I haven't even seen him do like fantasy worlds and shit like that, but I think he would kill it. My fifth and final point is like who's handling the actual game development, like whose approach to improvement and whose approach to sort of like play testing and making sure that this is really, really good.
And maintenance and updates and that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm giving, this is a weird one. I'm giving this to a company called FASA Interactive. Who the bloody hell are FASA Interactive, you might say? They're an old company from like 98, 96, something like that, like way bygone. They made Mech Assault, they made the Mech Warrior series, and at one point in their life, and it was their swan song, a game called Shadowrun in 2007. It was a first-person shooter.
Oh my god.
I know, bear with me, I might have lost you. Come back. 2007, a game called Shadowrun, which to this day is the very best first-person shooter I've ever played.
You talk about this game quite a bit.
I know, because it's the best one I've ever played, by far. Like, it's built on the Halo Combat Evolved game engine. It takes a huge amount of inspiration from Counter-Strike, the kind of round-based nature of the game, the economy that players have that you have to manage. But it's like a full-blown RPG with like different races, huge amounts of abilities. It is honestly, and I cannot stress this enough, it's the best shooting game I've ever played, ever. The only problem was, it was like 2 game modes, 5, maybe 6 maps. It was really limited in content, full price game, kind of shit the bed. But those little bits were perfect.
So you're giving your development, maintenance, update cycle, everything to a company that is no longer in business, whose last game was a giant flop.
How are we going to fund that, you might ask?
That's a very good question.
How are we going to make all that money? Well, EA handle our loot box.
No!
Hold on, I know you've lost you there. Back, EA handle our loot box strategy for the first 2 to 3 months.
And then they issue an update.
So we make a ton of money to begin with, and then we hand over, so once the Reddit threads start coming through, and once the kind of, once the facade wears off and the salt starts to set in, we hand that straight over to whoever the hell is handling the Overwatch League's PR right now, because those guys are scandal handlers, and they seem to do a really good job.
Well done, shake it. That is fantastic. You brought it home there at the end. Now, the Overwatch League burn, well done. If you like this video, and I know you did, hit that like button. If you didn't like that video, just silently go away, but maybe share it on your socials, because one of your friends may have better taste.
Your friends probably do have better taste. Also, there's a couple of videos that way. Do the clicks. Watch them all the way to the end. You might enjoy. How slower can I make this outro, Nick? A lot slower.